Good morning, Venerables, brothers and sisters. Once again, let us gather our thoughts, recollect the kindness of the Triple Jewels, and place our palms together to request Geshe-la to give teaching according to the well wishes and capacities of the students. Geshe-la, kindly give us the teaching.
Okay, today, Kate. Reginder. Mattress, choice, mattress. On this.
Page 3 in the main prayer book. We start our practice by setting a proper motivation, which consists of 3 parts, while being mindful of both aspects, the object being visualized and the manner in which you visualize it. The first is refuge field. In the space in front of you, visualize Buddha Shakyamuni, His Holiness, the 14th Dalai Lama, and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, or any other enlightened beings you regard with veneration. They are looking upon you with immense kindness and unconditional love, just as a mother looks upon her only child. Second one is Bodhicitta field. Visualize seated on either side of you your kind parents, mother on the left and father on the right. Additionally, you are accompanied by all dear Mother sentient beings living none aside, and you are leading them in this practice. And number 3, the purpose of this practice is to manifest Buddha nature within you, which is the ultimate source of happiness, by the removing 2 mental obscurations: afflictive obscurations, consisting of the afflictions of negative emotions, contaminated karmas, and their corresponding active seeds, and cognitive obscurations, the subtle stain, inactive latencies of the afflictions and contaminated karmas. We start reciting the verses on page 3. Enthused by great compassion, you told the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Taking refuge and generating bodhicitta. Sangye chodan sake chonam la janjo bardo dani kyapsuchi dagi jinso ki pesonam ki drola panche sangye drupashu. Sangye chodan sake chonam la Janju bardo dani kyapsuchi dagi jinso ki pesonam ki drola panche sangye drupashu. Sangye chodan saki chonam la janju bardo dani kyapsuchi dagi jinso ki pesonam ki Drola penche sangye drupashu. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Independent origination, there is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness and no sameness. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace which is freed of elaborations. I prostrate to the mothers of the hearers and bodhisattvas and Buddhas, which through the knowledge of all lead healers seeking pacification to complete peace, which through the knowledge of path causes those helping migrators to achieve the aims of the world, and through the possession of which help subdues expound the varieties of teachings. The one who is transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings, the teacher, the Sagata, the protector, to you I make prostrations. The one who has eliminated the web of conceptualizations and is endowed with the divine bodies of the vast and the profound, who eternally shines forth a forever noble light rays, to you, the Buddha, I make prostrations. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. The essence of dependent origination mantra. Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetum Tesham Tata
Vetu Yavatat Tesham Chayo Evam Vati Mahashramanaya Swaha Om Yedarama Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodham Evam Vati Mahashramanaya Swaha Om Yedarama Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodham Evam Vati Mahashramanaya Swaha.
The meaning of the tendril Ningpo mantra. All phenomena arise from the causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of the causes as well is taught by the great seer. Profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, clear light and non-composite, such as the nectar-like Dharma I have discovered. Finding no one to fathom these teachings, in silence I will retire into the woods. Beyond utterance, thought, and expression is the perfection of wisdom, which is unborn, unceased, and has the nature of space. It is the object of apprehension, of self-realized wisdom. To you, the mother of the Buddhas, of the 3 times I pay obeisance. All 4 seals of the Buddha teachings, all composite things are impermanent, all contaminated things in the nature of suffering, all phenomena are in the nature of emptiness and selflessness, transcending sorrow is peace. The Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is the Dhamma, likewise the Guru is the Sangha. The Guru is the source of everything wholesome. I go for refuge in the Guru. By the sound of the vibrant drum of Dhamma, you liberate all beings of miseries. I beseech you to kindly remain and give teachings until the end of the expanse of billions of eons. The Buddha does not wash the negativities of beings, nor does he remove the miseries by his hand. His spiritual realization are not transferred to them. It is by teaching the truth of suchness that beings are liberated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. Instruction on parting from the 4 attachments. If you are attached to this life, you are not a spiritual practitioner. If you are attached to samsara, you have no renunciation. If you are attached to your own self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there is grasping, you do not have the view.
Page 14.
Page 14. Praise to Shakyamuni Buddha. To the founder, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely and fully perfected awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, know the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When all supreme amongst humans, you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who are wise, then I prostrate. With pure bodies, form supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, we know the best Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like a spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Thus 3 like you, the 3 worlds are not, incomparable wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you the Tathagata I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the low realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dhamma that pacifies I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realization, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you the Sangha I prostrate. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions, subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a visual aberration, a flame of lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud, see conditioned things as such. Through this merit may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the 4 faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death.
Page 29.
The Hat Sutra.
9.
The Hat Sutra, the Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. I prostrate through the Arya triple gem. Thus did adhere at one time the Buddha was dwelling on a massive vulture's mountain in Rajagriha, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, Buddha was absorbed in the concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound illumination. Also at that time, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Aryavalokiteshvara looked upon the very practice of the profound illumination of wisdom and beheld those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Then, through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Aryavalokiteshvara. How should any child of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom train? He said that, and the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Aryavalokiteshvara said this to the Venerable Shariputra. Shariputra, any son of the lineage or daughter of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity perfection of wisdom should treat women like this, correctly and repeatedly beholding those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Form is empty. Emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form. Form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are empty, without characteristics, unproduced, unceased, stainless, not without a state, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore, in emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, compositional factors, and no consciousness. No eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object of touch, and no phenomena. There is no I element, it's an up to including no I element, and no mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on, up to including no aging and death, and no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation, and path. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscurations and death without fear. Having completely passed beyond the reach nirvana, all the Buddhas who dwell in the three times also manifestly completely awaken to unsurpassable, perfectly complete enlightenment in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. With the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequal, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering should be known as truth, since it's not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared. Tayata Om Gate Gate Para Samgate Bodhi Swaha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Buddha arose from the concentration and commanded the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Yarkiteshvara said, well said, son of the lineage. It's like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom just as you have indicated. Even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Buddha having thus spoken, the venerable Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Aryavalokiteshvara, those surrounding in their entirety, along with the world of goods, asuras and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised that spoken with the Buddha. By the teachings of... We do the mantra? Yeah.
Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata.
By the teachings of the three supreme jewels possessing the power of truth, may inner and out hindrances be transformed. May they be dispelled. May they be non-existent. May they be pacified. May all negative forces opposed to the Dharma be completely pacified. May the host of 80,000 obstacles be pacified. May we be separated from problems and conditions harmful to the Dharma. May all enjoyments be in accord with the Dharma. May auspiciousness and perfect happiness pervade this place now. Eight Verses of Training the Mind by Geshe Langri Tampa. Page 35. 8 Verses for Training the Mind by Geshe Langri Tampa. With the determination to achieve the highest aim for the benefit of all sentient beings, which surpasses even the wish-fulfilling gem, may I hold them dear at all times. Whenever I interact with someone, may I view myself as the lowest amongst all, and from the very depth of my heart respectfully hold others as superior. In all my deeds may I probe into my mind, and as soon as mental and emotional afflictions arise, as they endanger myself and others, may I strongly confront them and avert them. When I see beings of unpleasant character and those oppressed by strong negativity suffering, may I hold them dear, for they are rare to find, as if I discovered a jewel treasure. When others out of jealousy treat me wrongly with abuse, slander, and scorn, may I take upon myself the defeat and offer to others the victory. When someone whom I've helped or in whom I've placed great hopes mistreats me in extremely hurtful ways, may I regard him still as my precious teacher. In brief, may I offer benefit and joy to all my mothers, both directly and indirectly. May I quietly take upon myself all hurts and pains of my mothers. May all this remain undefiled by the stains of the 8 mundane concerns. In my recognizing these as illusions, devoid of cleaning, be released from bondage. Lama Tsongkhapa's Lamrim Dedication Prayer, verse 1. From my 2 collections, vast as space that I've amassed, from working with great effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds' wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. 7 limb practice, except from the King of Prayers, the extraordinary aspiration practice of Samantabhadra. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri, you Buddhas and monks who gone to freedom in the present, past, and future. In the world of 10 directions, to all of you with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down. With the energy of aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies as atoms of the world, to all of you Buddhas visualized as real, I bow down. On every particle of Buddhas, numberless as particles, each amidst a host of bodhisattvas, and I am confident the sphere of all phenomena is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way. With infinite oceans of praise for you, and oceans of sounds from the aspects of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of Buddhas and celebrate all of you Sugātas. Beautiful flowers and regal garlands, sweet music, scented oils and parasols, sparkling lights and sublime scents, I offer to you, the Victorian ones, the Buddhas. Fine dress and fragrant perfumes, sandalwood powder heaped high as Mount Meru, all wandering offerings in spectacular array, I offer to you, victorious ones, the Buddha. Transcendent offerings, peerless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with strength of conviction in the Bodhisattva way, I offer and bow down to all victorious ones. Every harmful action I have done with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and ignorance, all this I openly lay bare before you. I lift up my heart and rejoice in all the merit of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, of solitary realizers here still training and those beyond, and of all ordinary beings. You who are the bright lights of the worlds in 10 directions, who have attained Buddha's omniscience through the stages of awakening, all you are my guides, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request you whom I actualize parinirvana, please stay with us for eons numberless as atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight merit may I have accumulated by making prostrations, offering, and confessing, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddha stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for the full awakening of all beings. Mandala offering, page 40.
Okay, I hope that you all know how to do the hand gesture. Okay, how many don't know how to do this hand gesture? Raise hands. Okay, over there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. Okay, I would say Gisela. Gisela, you take charge of teaching all these. Okay, those who do not know how to do the hand gesture, during the breakfast time, you can ask Gisela. Gisela, raise hand, they will chase you. Yes, Gisela is here. make sure that you come to Kishira tissue. Okay, first we'll say this in English, followed by Tibetan. And the idea is that, I did mention this briefly yesterday, we say when you love somebody, meaning, say, not a negative sense, in a positive sense, where you appreciate somebody for good qualities. You want to stop the tears of samsara, and you know that this is the enlightened master, enlightened being who already achieved that state, and now want to learn from them. Who are these? All the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. So we offer whatever good thing that you have in appreciation to the incredibly great qualities Buddhas, Bodhisattvas have, and requesting them that please accept these gifts from us. Everything good that you can think of in this universe, what you have, what you don't have, but the universe has, offer them all to Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. And then at the end, we visualize that all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas so kind of accepted your gifts, and that they now bless you with the following and the two main requests that you make: the four dhammas of Venerable Gampopa and four dhammas of Venerable Bhikshu Mahasattva. So as you read this, once we make the request, you receive the blessings of the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and then you make further requests that I be able to follow your path steps the way indicated by Venerable Gampopa, Tawaraji Rinpoche, and the four dhammas of Venerable Bhikshu Mahasattva. Bhikshu Mahasattva, actually, this is my own teacher, Venerable Gain Lavanamba Rinpoche, and then before he passed away, he left some very important, but just short lines, and one of Gain Rinpoche's very principal students gave that to me, and I looked at it, and it's very, very powerful. And then added to that is His Holiness's the usual way of giving teachings. I added them together and formulated the 4 points. So we can read this later on. This ground, anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the 4 continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha filled and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure land. Oh, Okay, I'm going to quickly explain the meaning of after having offered this, and the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas so kindly accepted your gifts, and then you're making further requests. I'm going to quickly explain this. The first set was the teaching given by the most venerable Tawaraji Gampopa Rinpoche, who happened to be from the Kagyu tradition in the 11th century AD, the direct disciple of the Milarepa. And the 4 teachings here, this is very profound. The first one says, may I be blessed that my mind is directed towards the Dharma. So in this world, we see that how many people come in contact with the Dharma. Some people, they're so compassionate, so intelligent, but they don't meet with the Dharma. For example, like Tibeta's courses, not the master's courses, not the diploma course, certificate course, and the introductory course. Many of the people who come in contact with these courses they meet with the teaching late in their life, like age 40s, 50s. And then one thing they commonly tell me is that how come that this precious soul, this is treasure, how come that I came in contact with this only late in my life? Why not that I came to meet with this teaching early in my life, so that today I'll be very different level of my understanding. So this is what happens. So meeting with the Dhamma is not that easy. So the fact that we're all together, I'm here, you are here, we're all together here, this is no doubt because of the culmination of a very positive the merit of our past lives. So the first line says, may I be blessed that my mind is directed towards the Dharma. Dharma meaning, say, a system getting into which it'll take you closer towards your ultimate benefit. That is, to stop the tears of samsara. Otherwise, the modern education, look at the modern education, is so good, but that is just to fill your belly, just to get you money, that's it. And beyond this, to stop the tears, no way you'll find. You'll not see even a single line to stop the tears of samsara, to expand your peace, your happiness to infinity. There's no way, not in a single line is what you find there in modern education. So this is something which is the meeting with the Dhamma is very difficult. So it says, may I be blessed that my mind is directed towards the Dharma, number one. Number two, sometimes what happens is that we meet with the Dharma. The moment you meet with the Dharma, then sometimes we can become sick, or we meet with very difficult situations where you cannot really invest your time in Dharma. For example, many people, they want to come to the retreat. The last minute something happened, they could not come. So these are the second line. May I be blessed that my Dharma practice is on the proper path, meaning that there should be no obstacles, number two. And number three is very, very important. Number three, where you meet with the Dharma, and also you don't meet with the obstacles, then you grow a little bit. The moment you start growing, then you will meet with other people, and they will pull you into different directions, saying that, what are you doing? And the person knows that you are very serious in the Dhamma practice, and you're very serious and you're growing. And those people who are half-baked, they will come to you and they said, what are you doing? I'm studying Nalanda, I'm studying this, so forth. And then, so they would study in Dhanavad. And the one thing is that they will ask you, who's your root guru? You getting it? This is one question they'll come to you. So, then you have no idea who's your root guru. And they say, no, I have no idea what is root guru. That person says, without root guru, you cannot go gade. Right? Then you will have no spiritual realizations. It's all dry. Then do you have a guru? Yes, I have guru. Root guru 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are guru hunters. These are the guru hunters. You're getting it? So don't hunt for gurus. Don't hunt for gurus. I'm here. I'm just your friend, spiritual friend. I'm not your guru. You're getting it? So what is important is keep in mind His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Look at His Holiness, watch His Holiness's teachings. His teachings, you'll see that don't go to hunt the gurus. Study the Dharma well. And then you will be in a position, gradually you will reach a certain point where you can decide who is your guru. Till that point, don't hunt for gurus. You're getting it? Those people who hunt for gurus, later on they have conflict with the gurus. They don't know how to, they just so rush to look for the gurus, and then finally they have conflict with the gurus. They sue the gurus. And the guru also sue you. You're getting it? So this is what happens in the world. So you're bound to meet with such people, number one. And number two, oh, what are you doing? You have to practice. Then they will drag you somewhere. And then, oh, it looks so enticing, practice. There's a little bit of mental calmness comes. And then you stop the studies. The flow of the water, that is stopped. and whatever little water that you left, and then you think that you're doing so good, and then you stopped everything. That is the greatest of danger. You can be pulled here and there when you do good. So it says, the third one says, may be blessed that that the path is free of flaws, so that you are bound to meet with people. For example, so I don't want to mention the name. There are two girls. First came with the Dharma. And then one girl stick to the path shown by His Holiness. Another girl just pulled by someone else, practice meditation. Now, nowhere to be seen. And the one girl who was always with His Holiness, His Holiness teachings, now is very stable, has really grown. And the other one, now seeing this girl, the girl, you see that girl is like her teacher's level. So this is where we should be very careful. Bodhisattva Shantideva, in his text, Guided Bodhisattva's Way of Life, chapter 9, last part of chapter 9, he gave a very strong warning that you are bound to meet with the wrong path, and which is so enticing. Bait is very delicious, but it's to kill you, it's to destroy you. So therefore, there are so many wrong paths, and to get to the right paths is very difficult. You can easily be lured. So the third one says, may be blessed that the path is free of flaws, may not be pulled by the wrong paths. And then finally, the fourth one is extremely high level. The third one is important, and fourth one is high level, where when you really understand what emptiness is, what Bodhicitta is, then say, whatever you do is Dharma. Whatever you hear is Dharma. 24/7 is automatic Dharma. You sleep is Dharma. Because you see everything like a dream. So this way, it says, may I be blessed that the flaws, later, at a later stage, when I meet with the flaws, even the flaws are seen in the light of exalted wisdom. That's very high level practice. So this is one part. And the next part is about finally, what is Dharma? What should I finally go for a complete the part? Okay. So let me, Kate, how often do you cook?
Every day.
Are you sure? Okay. Let's say for cooking, what do you cook? Delicious meal? What meal do you just name one?
Curry rice.
Curry rice, let's say. Curry rice with potato or with what?
With potatoes, pumpkin.
Okay, so let's say curry rice. So let's all learn. Curry rice is very easy. Potato and some water.
Yes.
Potato and water, right? Is it enough?
No, we need some
No,
more
there are so many other ingredients. You're getting it? It's not just potato and rice. There's so many ingredients. So it says that what are the ingredients required for a successful Dharma path, Dharma practice? 4 things are minimum required, 4 things. So these are enumerated here. The one is renunciation, which my teacher, Venerable Geshe, the Gyalambara Rinpoche, in this next set of the 4, the first one is renunciation. Number 2 is Bodhicitta. Number 3 is wisdom of emptiness. And number 4 is the non-duality of bliss and emptiness. The 4 things there. And we need to know why for. Again, don't just take for granted, don't just follow blindly saying that, oh, Gyalambara said that it must be true, the 4. No. Why? Why these 4? Okay, so with this mind, and Kate will read the 4 Dhammas for Gampopa down.
4 Dhammas of the Venerable Gampopa. May be blessed that my mind is directed towards the Dhamma. Page 40. May I be blessed that my Dhamma practice is on the proper path. May I be blessed that the path is free of flows. May I be blessed that the flows are seen in the light of exalted wisdom. the four dharmas of the Venerable Bhikshu Mahasattva, becoming utterly frustrated with ignorance that grasps at true existence. Please bless me to generate genuine renunciation, seeing all aspects of samsara as viciously repulsive. Please bless me that my mind stream overflows with the precious Bodhicitta that cherishes others more than myself. Please bless me to have an immaculate experience of the wisdom of emptiness that does not see even an atom of intrinsic reality on the basis of understanding how things come into being by dependent origination through mere conditioning. Please bless me that my mind stream overflows with the precious wisdom of the non-duality of bliss and emptiness. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Niryatayami.
Okay, when you say Idam Guru Ratna Lakam Niratyami, hand gesture, this is hand gesture, even the mandala set, like the mandala set here, which, let's mix in, I think here. So the mandala set, which Maxim brought like this. Later, if you can have a mandala set to offer mandala on a daily basis or whenever you have time, that'll be good. And after the offering the mandala, if you don't have a physical mandala set like this, then with hand gesture, with this, you have already offered. And then when you recite the last line, Idam Guru Ratna Mente Lagam Niratyami, what do you use that? You take whatever this is hand gesture of the offerings that you're making to all Buddhas Bodhisattvas, and then you receive it back. Imagine that the Buddhas Bodhisattvas, they have blessed all the items and they're giving this back to you in the form of blessings. And the best way to receive the blessing is your heart. Because why this heart? Finally, what needs to be changed is that your body will not change. Your body, no matter how much blessings, our body will continue to become older. Nobody can change it. But your mind can be changed. So this mind is going to become Buddha. Your mind is going to become Buddha. Your Buddha nature is with your mind, not with the body. So this mind has to be transformed, and the blessings of Buddha's Bodhisattvas in the form of wisdom of emptiness and the Bodhicitta, the compassionate Bodhicitta, receive them in the form of the blessings of the Bodhicitta and wisdom of emptiness at your heart to bring about transform the mind. So this is a spot where the mind's this is a spot which is the main residence of your mind. So receive them in form of blessings like this. You dismantle this hand gesture or the mandala offering, whatever that you have, towards your heart, visualizing that Idam Guru Radna Mendela Gamni Ratiyami. So imagine that you have received everything, the form blessings from Buddha's Bodhisattvas, your heart, in ways of the wisdom of emptiness and Bodhicitta. So that your heart, the mental defilements are removed, and Buddha nature, the gold, the diamond-like Buddha inside becomes manifest. This is what we have to keep visualizing it. As we do this more and more often, then is actually happening. Actually happening is like the physiotherapy, like this physiotherapy. And gradually it'll become very flexible. Okay, good. So next, the foundation of all good qualities. This is the roadmap. Kate, page number?
Page number 42, The Foundation of All Good Qualities by Lama Tsongkhapa. The foundation of all good qualities is the kind and perfect pure Guru. Correct devotion to him is the root to the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon him with great respect. Understanding that the precious of this rebirth is found only once, is greatly meaningful and is difficult to find again. Please bless me to generate that mind that unceasingly day and night takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of virtues and non-virtues come or follow. finding firm and definite conviction in this. Please bless me always to be careful, to abandon even the slightest negativity and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Samsaric splendors are unsatisfying and unreliable. Seeking them is the door to all suffering. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate a strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution rise. The root of the teaching is keeping the Pratimoksha vows. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I have fallen to the sea of samsara, so have all other migratory beings. Please bless me to see this, train in supreme bodhicitta, and bear the responsibility of freeing migratory beings. Even if I develop bodhicitta, but I don't practice the three types of morality, I will not achieve enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I have pacified distractions thrown the object and correctly analyzed the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the unified path of calm abiding and special insight. Having become a pure vessel by training in the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accompanying to attainments, the keeping pure vows and samaya, as I've become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pledges like my life. Then, having realized the importance of the two stages, the essence of Vajrayana, by practicing with great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. Like that, may the gurus who show the noble path and the spiritual friends who practice it have long lives. Please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. In all my lives, never separate from perfect gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities and stages of the path, may I quickly attain a stage of Vajradhara.
We'll recite the Miksama verse, first in English, followed by chanting in Tibetan. You are Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of
non-reflective compassion, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom,
as well as Vajrapani, destroy both the demons without exception. Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows, Losantapa, at your feet I make prostrations. Okay, meaning of the mantra once more.
Meaning of the mantra: You are Avalokiteshvara, great treasure and non-referential compassion, and Manjushri, monster of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of hoarders of demons without exception, Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snow, Losangdrapa, at your feet I make prostrations.
Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Kate. Okay, so we have already done the preliminary practice plus the roadmap. We already have contemplated on the roadmap of the path of enlightenment. The next is we have to walk the path the way you have seen in the roadmap. For that, primarily the four things. One is shamatha meditation, to stabilize whatever we attain or whatever we achieve, to stabilize that, shamatha meditation, and then the renunciation, bodhicitta, wisdom, emptiness. So how it works, let me quickly explain this to know the rationale of what we're doing, the four things. The first thing is, you tell me, instead of me unilaterally explaining what they are, if you also could take part in this, then it'll become more vibrant and it'll be more ingrained with your mind. Okay, so from what we've learned thus far, just tell me that finally we all have the Buddha nature, the hidden treasure within us. And how to awaken this hidden treasure? You agree with me that it's to be awakened through removing the mental dirt, the diamond mixed with the old gold, mixed with the mud. So how to make this gold come out? By removing the mud. You agree? Okay, so this gold is the metaphor for the Buddha nature inside us, and the mud is the metaphor for the mental defilements. Now, how to remove the mental defilements? How to remove the mental defilements? By introducing the counterforce remedy. What's the remedy? Ultimate remedy. You just say something quick. The wisdom of emptiness. So wisdom of emptiness is the ultimate remedy. That is to be practice number one. And this wisdom of emptiness like a very sharp axe to cut the poisonous tree. But if the sharp axe, will it cut it by itself, or it requires somebody to hold it and cut it? You require somebody. And that somebody is like, you know who that person is? The woodcutter comes, and the woodcutter come at 9:30. Instead of 9:30, comes at 11. And at 11 they come and then look at the axe like this, put it down, and look at the tree like this and say, I have to go to have a tea. And go to drink a tea. You getting it? And then come here and then hit it once, and I keep it down. And say, okay, now I think I need a little rest. And then later say, it's time for lunch. But now I have to rush, right? So do you think that this person will use this axe to cut the poisonous tree? No way. So that requires what? That requires enthusiasm. You're getting it? Enthusiasm. To cut it. Energy is required. Mental willpower is required. So greatest of the willpower to cut all the mental defilements is Bodhicitta. And what is bodhicitta? That we have to study it. Number two is bodhicitta. Now, to feel this bodhicitta, to feel the bodhicitta in you, to feel the bodhicitta, the bodhicitta is for others. May I be able to benefit all beings. For that, I should become Buddha. To feel the pain of others. For that, you should feel the pain on yourself. How many agree with me? Okay, young ones, you have no experience. I'll share with you. Right? Once there was a husband and a wife. One day, how many of you had toothache recents in your life? Toothache. Severe toothache. And how many of you know experience recents? How many of you know experience of toothache? What about those who did not raise hands both ways? You have or partly have? Half. Okay. Toothache is, what is that like? To Matthew, you have the experience? Toothache? You don't have. Carl? Very painful. Acutely painful. There is those who say it's acutely painful. Okay. Then you go, if you don't know what it's like, go to the dental hospital, and then let them hear the sound. And then touch the teeth. And then you'll see what it's like. You're getting it? How many of that experience your sense? Okay. Chinzo, what is that like? It's like your heart is coming out. Right, Chinzo? Yes, you hear the sound of this machine. And then you touch the tooth. It's some extremely unbearable feeling is there. Okay, so the husband and wife. One day, the wife was going through the toothache. She was suffering. She was having the toothache, and she was crying in pain. And the husband is like, "Why you are crying?" Well, how many of you have seen that? Your father and mother relationship like this. Why are you crying? And the husband said, they told the wife, "Why are you crying?" And she said, "I have a toothache." What is toothache? Tooth is a piece of bone. Bone does not have pain. You getting it? Okay. Then the next year, husband has a toothache. Husband has a toothache. And husband is crying. Right? And the wife said, "Why are you crying?" And he said, "I have a toothache." What is toothache? Tooth is a piece of bone. Bone does not have pain. And the husband said, "Male tooth and female tooth is different." Okay, so why the husband was very unhappy when the wife was having the toothache? Because he did not have the experience. And the next year he had the experience. You're getting it? Then he could empathize with the wife's toothache. So till you have the experience of the pain, it's very difficult to empathize with somebody else's pain. So therefore, to feel bodhicitta, the pain of others, and feel bodhicitta, you should have the pain, you should have the experience of pain on yourself. So that pain, you feel it, and you should have the desire to get away from this pain. That is known as renunciation. So we have wisdom of emptiness, the main X. Then the enthusiasm, bodhicitta. To feel the bodhicitta, you require renunciation. And these three things will never happen automatically. And these will come only through study, contemplation, and meditation, without which they will never happen automatically. One day, as I grow older, I will practice bodhicitta. I will do this meditation. It's just fooling yourself. So we have to do it now. We do it now. And these three things, to feel the success of these three things, we require the stability practice. For that, we have the shamatha meditation. So these are the four things. If you say after this retreat, you learn the importance of these four things, and then you can go anywhere. You can go anywhere in any tradition. It doesn't matter. Any teacher you go, making sure that in your life these four things are there intact as a part of your practice. Then wherever you go is fine. Your practice will be very successful, and you will keep improving, progressing. in your life to get to the deeper meaning of life. Okay, ready for that? First, we will do the first shamatha. You shall do the shamatha first. For the shamatha yesterday, we just rushed through this, and it was I could see that you were a little tired with so much information passed on given to you yesterday. So today I'm going to explain it once more. And okay, particularly those who are young ones and who are the first timer, pay more attention to this. Okay. For the shamatha practice, there are so many versions are there, and it's not that one is better than the over other, and this reality. So all are perfect. There's nothing wrong as long as they come from the authentic, the lineage. So with this mind, 4 things to keep in mind. 4 things to keep in mind. What do you remember? Body posture, number 1. Number 2, focal point. Number 3, identifying the errors of meditation. Number 4, applying the remedies to overcome the errors. Very good. Okay, these 4 points. The first, body posture. The body posture, again, there are so many postures, but this particular posture is extremely, extremely good for all the beginners and the advanced, these students as well, for all of us. So this posture is known as Buddha Vajrayana's posture. Buddha Vajrayana, Sanket number Nanse. Sanket number Nanse is the Tibetan word, Buddha Vajrayana. Buddha Vajrayana's posture, cross-legged. And if you cannot sit cross-legged, don't worry. And particularly those who have knee replacement surgery and any kind of the problems of the knee related and the angles of the feet, legs, whatever, don't force yourself. But if you can, that's good, because this will sustain your meditation for a longer period of time. And then one thing which is very important is backbone upright. Upright, not like this, upright, and then not lean against the support. Whereas if you have a backache problem, that is an exception. There is exception. If you have a backache problem or if you have spinal cord problem, then you don't force yourself to sit upright. It can create more pain and you cannot meditate. Okay, whereas for those people who do not have such problems, then you learn how to sit upright. Body upright, but flexible, not rigid. Flexible. This is very important. Okay. Then your head tilted forward a little bit. Tilted forward a little bit. And later on, there are different meditations where you have gazing meditation. Sometimes instead of your head tilted forward, it's just upright like this, and then you just gaze through the space. Gaze through space, and your eyes are through the space, but your mental consciousness not through space. Is on another object. You're getting it? This is known as the gazing meditation. While your eye consciousness is so wide open, gazing, but the mental consciousness is busy meditating on emptiness or the mind and so forth. Okay, that is a different story. Otherwise, we just do like this, fortify your eye, head tilted forward a little bit, and then the next, your eyes not closed, eyes half open, 45 degrees cast down, and just ignore. Just keep very normally, don't strain your eyes. Okay, and breathe normally. Breathe normally. Don't force your breath. Don't control your breath. Don't force your breath. Just let it flow very normally. And the teeth and the lips in the natural course, and the tip of the tongue should touch the upper palate to avoid the excessive accumulation of saliva in the mouth. And then your right hand on your left hand, 2 thumbs joining, forming a triangle. Place the 2 hands in your lap in restful state. And so meanwhile, there should be space between the ribs and the what is that? Elbow. Okay, there's space there, but a little space there where the air can flow freely. Okay, this is your body posture. And what is next? Focal point. So what we meditate, if possible, multitasking If not, just do the first one. First one is counting the breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Combine together, we count it as one cycle. Again, breathe in, breathe out. This is what we're going to do for 21 times. And in group, we do it for 5 minutes. And in 5 minutes, for the younger ones, it would be like 60 cycles, which means 60 cycles. And for the elders like my age, 80, 90, sometimes 100 also is possible. Because the younger ones, where the body is very healthy, the duration of breath is longer. Okay. So this is one part of the focal point. And the second part is multitasking. While you focus your mind on the breath, you also focus your mind on a tiny white dot between the nose and the upper lip. So which we touched yesterday without looking at it. So if you can do that, these two multitasking, these two things happening together, that will be very helpful. And you try this. Don't just keep up very easily. You try this. Try for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And if nothing works, then you can focus on one of these two, whichever you find it more easy, you do that. Okay. That's the focal point. Then what's number 3? Identify the errors of meditation. What mistakes can be made? 2 main mistakes. One is mental laxity, and the other one is mental excitement. Mental laxity is the inactivity of the mind. Mind becomes sluggish, sinking, lethargic, heavy, and sleepy like this. And sometimes, even though you may not be drowsing, but you see, there's heaviness sinking in, heaviness, and you don't feel like getting up. That is not good. That can become a very bad habit. So, this is mental laxity. And the other one is mental excitement, overactivity of the mind, which means your mind distracted here and there. These are 2 major problems. And when any of these 2 things happen, our job is to go for number 4. What is number 4? Applying the remedies to overcome the errors. Applying the remedies to overcome the errors. What are the remedies? Twofold: introspection and mindfulness. So, what is usually we talk about mindfulness. Actually, introspection is equally as important as mindfulness. Introspection. What is introspection? Introspection is like keeping an eye or being vigilant. Being vigilant like spying, like a spy, spying on your own mind to see what your mind is doing. For example, like, say if you have a pet dog and the pet dog disappeared. So what do? You first go in search of the pet dog. That is the job of the introspection. Your mind, which otherwise should be meditating, so you don't know what it is doing. So you just check what your mind is doing. That checking your mind to see what it is doing, that the activity to check the mind, this is known as introspection, or being vigilant, keeping an eye on your mind. Then when you see that the pet dog, you go and search the pet dog, that is the job of the introspection. Once you find the pet dog, the job of the introspection is done. Next is bring the pet dog back home. How? Tie the dog with the rope and bring the pet dog home and tie it to the pillar at your house. So the rope is your mindfulness, and the dog is your mind, and the pillar is the focal point. So with the rope of the mindfulness, bring the pet dog of your mind and tie it to the pillar, which is your meditation object. Okay, seems like there's some lights falling. If somebody can help. Good. Thank you. Okay, now this. So still there's a crack there. Vijindala. Next time I think we need to buy one extra for all these. One extra for all. Oh. Okay, good. Good. Okay. Ready? 5 minutes. Okay, next. Now, renunciation. This is going to be guided meditation. Guided meditation, where instructions will be given. Actually, it's not necessary to give instructions, but since that we are not introduced to the how to meditate in renunciation, so therefore instructions will be given, and our job is to just follow the instructions. Don't try to correlate the instruction that I'm giving you now with what you've learned before, what you've heard before, what you have read before, and don't try to correlate. At the moment, the focus should be on how to activate whatever little experience that you can activate. This is what we should be doing. And if at all you want to correlate, you can correlate not now, later on. With what I said, with what you've read, heard, learned before, you can correlate later on, not now. So now at the moment we should take this opportunity for us to activate, feel the experiences to the best you can. And if nothing comes, don't worry. This is how we have to, this is the meaning of the practice. Okay. Ready? Renunciation. The meaning is to renounce your miseries, not to renounce the happiness. People have some naive thought that Buddhism is all self-denial, always think about suffering, and not everything is suffering. This is not true. This is totally our naivety. So we have to renounce, give up, renounce the miseries, not renounce the happiness. So renunciation means to renounce the miseries. To renounce the miseries, we need to know how to renounce the causes of the miseries. Because the Buddha is particularly focused on how to cut the miseries by cutting the cause of the miseries. This is the wisest approach that you can think of this entire universe. It's for this reason that Buddha taught Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava. All these phenomena arise from the respective causes. Hetum Desham Tathagato Hyavatat. What the causes are, what the causes of the miseries are, is taught by the Tathagata. What did the Buddha teach? Of course, the miseries. What the causes of miseries encompass contaminant karmas and afflictions, but ultimately the Buddha identified ignorance as the root of the miseries. And for the ignorance, again, there are many layers, and Buddha identified, while there are many layers, Buddha identified 4, which are particularly of relevance to our abandoning them to feel the total freedom from miseries. And what are the 4? The ignorance which misconceives impermanent phenomena as permanent. Ignorance which misconceives miseries as happiness. Ignorance which misconceives impure things as pure. And finally, ignorance which misconceives what is dreamlike nature, subjective dreamlike nature, as objectified, solidified entity, as independently there of the mind. These are these are misconceptions. And to overcome these 4 misconceptions, Buddha taught the 4 seals. 4 seals, the first 2 of which are to dismantle the 4 misconceptions, and the 4th one, the 4th seal, is a resultant experience. When the moment we dismantle, the moment we remove the 4 misconceptions, the resultant state in the form of the absolute peace is what is going to be experienced, is what the Buddha taught us, the 4th seal. The first, all composite things are impermanent. So here, impermanent phenomena, particularly impermanence of death, we need to think of the impermanence of death, because there's something inevitable, there's something which is the undeniably going to happen to us. We need to think of this now. Think of that, although it can be a little painful to think of that, but think of that will allow us to prepare a journey after the death. So that will be very helpful for us. And this impermanence, we need to think of. The more we think of the reality, the bigger reality, the impermanence of the composite phenomena. For example, like you look at you go to different places, sightseeings. We see the ruins of the otherwise very elegantly standing fort, palaces, so forth. What are these? And the huge, massive pyramids. What are these? These are tombs of the big, great pharaohs, the kings, queens, and so forth. These are the teachers of impermanence. Once upon a time, common people, they can't even go close to these tombs. Now, look, archaeologists, they could not even identify, for us ordinary people, let alone the ordinary people, even archaeologists, they could not identify who this corpse, the body embalmed in these, who are these beings? They couldn't identify them, but in those days, ordinary people, they are revered as the gods and so forth, kings and queens and so forth. Now, it's all gone, this impermanence. Believe it or not, 200 years ago, 300 years ago, 400 years ago, there were people, of course, the population is much less, population of the world is much less. I think around the time of Buddha, population was just like 200 millions all over the world. So just think of the 300 years ago, 400 years ago, people were there who are your same age, who are younger than you, who are older than you. Where are these people? Not even a single person is left today. They're all gone. And in those days, like you, the young ones, in those days, there were equally young ones there who have so much of expectation of their career and to build a career. And the parents, they have expectation for that. The children should grow to have with the very successful career and so forth. Whether these ambitions are fulfilled or not fulfilled, they're all gone. Along with the people, not even a single person left today. And it's not that we are fortunate ones, we are fortunate ones and they are unfortunate ones. No, it's a matter of time. 200 years down the line in the future. Not even a single person today out of the 8 billion human beings, not even a single person today will be alive then. Yes, it's going to be a very different world where the whole generation change is going to be there. This is reality. And you have beautiful moments in your life with your parents, with your brothers, sisters, and so forth. And for many of us, these beautiful moments are gone, and your parents have already left the world. This impermanence is for this reason that the Buddha taught that whatever as you accumulated, the wealth accumulated will end up in exhaustion. And whatever gathers will disperse and will be forgotten. What is born dies. This is the reality which the Buddha discovered. All composite things impermanent. And this impermanence is of two kinds. What will be described now is a gross impermanence. And there's subtle impermanence also, which is a momentariness involved. So, with this, we see that what is composite phenomena should necessarily impermanent, and the moment we realize that, our obsession to things, thereby making us engage in the excessive attachment, aversion, so forth, and then they're snowballing into engaging in accumulating enormous amount of negative karmas. They will all be mitigated, will be lessened. Your mind will feel the freedom. Although it's not the final freedom, but you do find a great degree of ease in your mind. And the second seal, all contaminated things are subtle nature. All contaminated, what is contaminated by the ignorance and selfishness will only end up in the miseries. And we all have some degrees of experience of the miseries. One moment of such misery, of the pain of losing near and dear ones, is good enough to nullify all the past experiences of joys, merriments, birthday celebration, wedding party, and so forth. These are all just illusion. One moment of such a tragedy, the loss of near and dear ones, just shatters all the past beautiful moments into just hollowness and gloominess. Yes, that's true. And when will these problems, when will these miseries, tragedies, when will these tears stop? They will never stop on their own. They will never stop on their own unless until we put a concerted effort, we put a conscious effort. What kind of effort is required? For that, the Buddha taught, first to get rid of these miseries, we need to identify the root of the miseries and cut it, and the miseries will come to an end on their own. Just cut the root, and however thousands of leaves, poisonous leaves growing on the tree, they'll all dry on their own. So what is that root? That root is what we have learned as the self-grasping ignorance. And how to get rid of this ignorance? It is by introducing a counterforce. What's a counterforce? Not by blind faith, but through counterforce. What's a counterforce? The wisdom to see the reality. What's the wisdom? Wisdom is the discerning mind whose apprehension of the object tallies with reality. What's the reality? Reality is what the Buddha indicated as the third seal. Everything is in the nature of emptiness, selflessness, which means everything is like dream. All subjective real, objectively they're all empty. Imagine in the dream you dream of a lion or a tiger chasing you, and there's so much of fear. This fear is because of the belief that this dream tiger is a real tiger. Dream tiger is a dream which is subjective, which your mind is creating, but you fail to see that is your mind is creating it, and you see it as objective real. That is the misconception. That is the ignorance. That makes you go through so much of fear in the dream. The moment you think that the tiger pounces on you, and you think, now I'm dead. When you say, I'm dead, your mother wakes you up. What a relief. The fear dissolves. Instantly the fear dissolves. Why? Through cognitive awakening. Through cognitively awakening that the ignorance, which otherwise made you believe that dream tiger is real tiger, as objectively real tiger, you come to the moment you wake up to see that this just subjectively imputed. There's nothing really from the object, is what your mind subjectively imputes. The moment you discover is the subjective imputation from the object is empty, the fear instantly dissolves and you get such a relief. This relief is what the Buddha referred to as the transcending sorrow is absolute peace. Okay, just in this experience with the peace, to discover that everything is like a dream, nothing is object real. Although we don't know how everything is like a dream, we're yet to study that. But just imagine that, wow, if, as Buddha taught, if everything is like a dream, subjectively imputed, nothing objectively real, then it's like waking up and all the fears in dream dissolves. Yes, this is what the Buddha indicated as transcendent sorrow is absolute peace. Okay, now we'll switch to the Bodhicitta. For the Bodhicitta, out of the 4 immeasurables, we will do the 2 immeasurables today, and from tomorrow we'll do all the 4 immeasurables. Ready? Okay. Ready? For the Bodhicitta, this experience of universal compassion for the universe, compassion to all the beings, this is something extremely profound. We never really felt it before. And many of us, let alone are not feeling this to all the beings, you can't even feel this to your parents, to your mother, who otherwise has been extremely kind. But there are some of us in our life where we do not really get this love and affection from the mother when you were a little girl, little boy. So that is an exception. Otherwise, most of us who did get the chance to receive this love and affection, maximum love and affection from our parents, and still as you grow up, we tend to have this very corrosive feeling towards our parents. If it does happen, our job is now here is to learn how to transcend this, and you prove that you are a very competent person and who can actually take out the greatest meaning out of one's life, and that instead of the anger which actually makes you weak, makes you vulnerable, takes away your sanity. Now you learn how to be very strong, not give in to anger, not give in to the corrosive thoughts towards your parents, towards anybody else. Okay. Buddha's mind, for that we require incredibly great role models. And the best role models are the Buddha's Bodhisattvas. And particularly today, we see His Holiness the Dalai Lama as such an incredible great role model. Just seek the blessings that I be able to prove that I am not an ordinary person, that I have the Buddha nature. Have met with this teaching on the great teaching of the Buddha, further explained by the great Indian Nandada masters, and today by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Okay, with this in mind, let us try to invoke the experiences by following the instructions. And at times, you may feel that what you are saying, what you are supposed to be thinking, and your real thoughts, the sentiments, these two are really conflicting. And because of which you may see that this practice seems so superficial. Yes, it's superficial. Don't worry. It is like, this is the meaning of the practice. It is like practicing the music, practicing the keyboard. You just first mimic your teachers, pressing different keys of the keyboard, but no music, only noise comes out. Noise is the superficiality. This is what is coming out. But therefore we require practice. So keep doing it, and eventually turn into a very beautiful music. So this is the benefit of the practice. So even though you may feel that it's so superficial, don't worry. Just keep doing it, and finally you'll be the victor. You will experience that. Gradually you start to feel that, experience that, and you feel the incredible great ease, expansion of your heart, and your life becomes so beautiful. Okay. With this mind, first, immeasurable compassion. And the order of these four immeasurable, particularly the first two, may differ from the, say, tradition. Tradition doesn't matter. It's just you have to practice somehow. Sometimes I do the immeasurable compassion first, other times immeasurable loving kindness first. It's fine. Okay, today we'll do the immeasurable compassion first. How good would it be? Okay, just imagine all beings are with you, your parents, all your family members, your children, and all demonstration beings, human beings, animals, insects, hungry ghosts, God and goddess spirits, everyone with you, whole universe is meditating with you. And all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, they're watching us. How good would it be that all my dear ascension beings are freed from suffering and the cause of suffering. Cause of suffering primarily consisting of self-grasping ignorance and its the complementing factor, self-centered attitude. May all my dear mother sentient beings be freed from suffering and the cause of suffering. I'll take the responsibility that all my dear mother sentient beings are freed from suffering and the cause of suffering. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, like the mother after all these many years of raising her children, Today, the eldest girl, just age 12, and the eldest boy, age 11, come to the mother, tell the mother, Mom, please take rest. You have done everything for us. We know how much you love. They love us. We also love you. We are grown up. We'll take care of all the siblings. And the mother could not believe her eyes in years. And the tears of joy welling up in her eyes. This is exactly what is happening to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. They are so proud and happy of you taking the responsibility of helping all other, taking the initiative to remove all the miseries and of course the miseries from all demonstration beings. And this happiness and the pride the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas feel invoke their compassionate minds to send forth nectars, very soothing lights towards you and all demonstration beings. They may touch less than nectars, but the bodies beings are yours. Wash us of all the miseries and the cause of miseries from the minds of sentient beings yourself. And you witnessing what is happening to all the demonstration beings, you're intensely happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sigh of the relief. Next to immeasurable loving kindness, how good would it be that all my dear sentient beings are endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. Causes of happiness primarily consisting of the most beautiful mind of Bodhicitta, which cherishes others more than oneself, and the most fearless mind of the wisdom of emptiness, which sees everything like a dream, empty of objective reality. May all my dear sentient beings be endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. I'll take the responsibility that all my dear sentient beings are endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, witnessing that you're making such a courageous commitment, they're intensely happy and proud of you. This pride and happiness invoke their compassionate minds to send forth nectars of soothing lights towards you and all demonstration beings. The mere touch of lights and nectars with the bodies beings is yours. It instills in all happiness and causes happiness in the minds of sentient beings and yourself. And you have been witnessing such a miracle is happening to all the demonstration beings. You're intensely happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sigh with relief. Underscoring all the 5 immeasurables is unconditional love towards all the beings. Just abide in this experience of unconditional love. Imagine that you look at the eyes of each of the sentient beings with total love and affection, to the extent that each one of them feels themselves as so special in your eyes. This is the most beautiful mind of universal compassion, universal love. And this feeling of the closeness to all the beings is the foundation, is the root for that to germinate into the most beautiful mind in the universe, which is the altruistic Bodhicitta. And this Bodhicitta will take us straight to the full enlightenment, where you experience a total fearlessness and an infinite happiness for the benefit of sentient beings, and that you be endowed with the perfect potential to benefit all the beings simultaneously at all times, at all places. With folded hands, let us make a Bodhicitta commitment 3 times together. First I'll say this one line, and let's all repeat this 3 times together. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. Okay, just imagine that this beautiful mind of the Bodhicitta, the most beautiful mind that possibly exists in the entire universe, it transforms into a spotlessly clean moon disk, 2 inches, 1 inch or 2 inches in diameter, horizontally sitting with a heart. It's amazing that you made such a courageous commitment to become Buddha, but then no matter how much you squeeze a handful of sand, no oil comes out. Yes, I know that, but I'm not like a handful of sand. Instead, I'm like a handful of sunflower seeds, squeezing which oil does come out. I have the Buddha nature within me. Okay, if this were the case, how come that since time immemorial, you have this Buddha nature is never awakened? Yes, it's all because that till today I'm being deceived by the two demons, self-grasping, ignorance, and self-centered attitude. And today, for the first time, I discovered that these two are not my friends. These two are the worst of my enemies. I'm going to do everything to exterminate these two enemies. So what am I going to do? I'm going to resort to a very powerful remedy. What is that remedy? The non-dual wisdom of the Arya Bodhisattvas, wisdom of emptiness of the Arya Bodhisattvas. What is that wisdom like? Okay, so since that we are not induced to wisdom of emptiness, just imagine that the dream, you are dreaming, and in the dream, a tiger is chasing you. You have so much of fear. And then finally, of course, the tiger is faster than you. The tiger pounces on you, and you think that now you're dead. And the moment you said, "I'm dead," your mother wakes you up, and you feel such a relief. Why relief? To discover that the tiger, which was pouncing on you, was just your dream, was subjective dream, just coming from a mind which is subjective, empty from the object. To discover that relief comes. Just imagine you have discovered that everything's like a dream. Just imagine that, although it may not come to you at the moment, don't worry. Just imagine that, okay, I just wake up to discover that everything is like a dream. Okay, just feel that from the object is empty. Nothing's really there besides my mental dream, the dreaming mind's creation. From the object is all empty. Okay, now slowly transform this wisdom of emptiness into a spotless and clean thumb-sized white Vajra, vertically sitting on the moon, just your heart. Now you have the Vajra, the moon, symbolic of the conventional Bodhicitta, and the Vajra, symbolic of the ultimate Bodhicitta. Now feel this incredible compassion to all the beings, your parents, your children, and all sentient beings, human beings, animals, insects, hungry ghosts, god and goddess, spirits, and so forth. And this compassion invokes the Vajra moon to multiply infinite number of times. Share one side of the Vajra moon at the heart of your mother, one side with your dad at his heart, one side with each one of the children, your family members, with one side with each of the beings here in Deer Park, in India, in your own country, in the entire world. Every creature in the water bodies, in the oceans, trillions creatures, everyone gets a share of the Vajra moon from you. Likewise, every creature in the wilderness and the forests, and all the beings in the Milky Way galaxy, all the beings in the entire universe. Now, everyone has a share of the Vajra moon. Okay, with this mind, let us turn to page 50 of the book, page 50. page 50. Okay, we'll recite these verses together. And this is taking the aspiration Bodhicitta vow. From tomorrow, we will, most likely tomorrow, we can do the full-fledged practice. Today, we'll just sit down and recite this. Now, I'm going to quickly explain the meaning. The meanings must be reflected. Then the benefit will be just enormous. Otherwise, we spend the same time, but it's just, the benefit is going to be so less. Okay, so visualize all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas with us, and all the beings, all sentient beings, your parents, your children, and all the sentient beings with you. And the first verse says that you're going to take the commitment that I'm going to make this Buddha nature come out, manifest. Technically speaking, I'm going to become Buddha. So for that, this is a journey we have never undertaken thus far. This is the most important journey in the world, and yet we have never attempted thus far. So therefore we require incredibly great support. For example, from your place to come to Deer Park, you must have sought the help of many people, or sought the help of the Google, sought the help of the computer, sought the help of your friends who have been here. So, and this coming to Deer Park, this journey is just for 7 days, but there's another journey, the most important journey of becoming enlightened. So, journey of awakening your Buddha nature, awakening the hidden treasure within you. So, therefore, it requires incredibly great support, and the greatest source of support that you can think of is the Triple Gem. So, the first line says, "Go for refuge to the Triple Gem." In other words, you are seeking the support of all the Triple Gem, and then this journey involves a road. And the road is blocked by the fallen trees, the boulders, and so forth. Again, you cannot undertake this journey. So this road is none other than your own mind. This mind must be cleared of the mental defilements, mental negativities. So the best way by which to do so very effectively within a short span of time is confessing the negativities. So the second line says, I confess the negativities individually. Now that the road is very clear, but if the car does not have fuel, again, you cannot make this journey. So this car is none other than own your mind, and this mind must have the inner fuel of the virtues. And how to do that in the most effective way in a short span of time is by rejoicing in the virtues of the other beings, yourself, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and everyone. So third line says, I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. Okay, now the road is very clear. Your car has enough fuel. What kind of a journey I'm going to undertake? The last line says, I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. Okay, let's try to contemplate on these meanings as we recite these 3 times. And imagine that you're leading this practice and all beings are joining us. I go for refuge to the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge to the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge to the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. Okay, the next 2 verses. We begin by invoking Buddhas, Bodhisattvas to pay heed to us, and then in the history of humanity, if we check who succeeded in this journey, there was once a Prince Siddhartha. 2,500 years ago, there was Prince Siddhartha who undertook this journey and succeeded to bring a clean completion in this journey. So how did he succeed? By engaging, by creating 2 factors. The first factor is he generated very strong mindset, enthusiasm, Bodhicitta. May I become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings. And second factor, to materialize this aspiration, may I become Buddha. What he did is that he engaged in the Bodhisattva practices such as 6 perfections on the 4 perfections, making 10 perfections. He engaged in these practices so diligently, and now the 2,500 years ago under the Bodhi tree. He became enlightened. And then today, how many people, generation after generation after generation, how many benefit human beings, non-human beings, animals, insects, spirits, how many benefited. So this is how he succeeded. If this is how he succeeded, I will follow his footsteps. I'll follow his footsteps. Next verse says, I'll follow his footsteps by engaging, by creating these two factors, by generating very powerful bodhicitta, and also engaged into materialize this aspiration, but engage in bodhisattva practices. Okay, let's read this, the whole heart read 3 times. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please be here to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta, and likewise shall I too successfully train in the bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please be here to me. Just as previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta, and likewise shall I too successfully train in the bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please be here to me. Just as previous Buddhas had generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta, and likewise shall I too successfully train in the bodhisattva practices. Okay, feel that you have received the bodhisattva vow, aspiration bodhisattva vow, and the Bodhisattvas, they're so happy to see that you have taken the aspiration bodhisattva vow. And this happiness invokes the Vajramuni in the hearts of the Bodhisattvas to multiply infinite number of times, like rain shower. They descend to merge with the one that visualizes your heart, thereby becoming non-dual, stabilized, and blessed. Likewise, all these replicas of Vajramuni, they descend from Buddhist Bodhisattvas, they descend to merge with the one that visualizes the heart of mother, at the heart of father, at the heart of each one of the family members, including children, and at the heart of each of the beings who you know who are suffering, hospitalized, in hospitals, and those who die, just include all of them, and the Vajramuni that you have shared with them, whatever descended from Buddhist Bodhisattvas, they become non-dual, stabilized, and blessed of the one that you have visualized, that you have so kindly shared with them. Okay, that's amazing. Feel the joy of having succeeded in doing this practice. Okay, with this in mind, let's turn to the next page, page 51. Page 51. Okay, so for these practices, which we see that, for example, like there are 2 children, 2 brothers, let's say, or 2 sisters, and let's say sister A and B. Sister A is, let's say, sister A is extremely sharp and intelligent, and sister B is the average, little above average. And somehow what happens, let's say that, somehow what happens is that when somebody like like Bill Gates or Richard Gere or whoever, someone who's wealthy, comes and picks up Sister B, and sent to a very good school. Sister A remains in village because she's going after the animals, the cattle all the time. But Sister A is way, way, way more intelligent. And after 20 years, Sister the A is in the village, just going after the animals, and Sister B has become the vice chancellor of university, right? So if the 2 of them sit together now after 30, 40 years, who you think is more learned, Sister A or B? Okay, by the way, who's Sister A and B? Is also, and who's Sister A? I forgot. A in the village, and the B in become the vice chancellor. So, of course, the B just look at the thinking. B is extremely sharp now. A is very dull. Intelligence not activated, not germinated. So it's a matter of opportunity. It's a matter of opportunity. So everybody, now sister A, no, who's the one A with the opportunity? The B. So the sister B, when she dies, next life, as a little girl or little boy, she'll be extremely intelligent. Provided the other factors are there, for example, like all the other the virtuous practices are done. If not virtuous practices are not done, then damage to the body. All these things can happen. But all the factors are intact. Sister B, although not so smart in this life, but the next life, because of the training in this life, this will be carried to next life, and the sister B will be born as a very intelligent girl, little intelligent boy. So it's a matter of opportunity. So with this opportunity, you grow, and then what you've grown will be carried to the next life. So for that, opportunities. So for opportunities, do you agree with me that opportunities we have to meet with opportunities? Yes, you agree? So meeting with the Dharma, this is the greatest of the opportunity. This greatest of the opportunity, believe it or not. So the one usually what I tell people is that where the child, tell the young children, where the child is modern education, parents will put effort, but the child must be taught compassion. When the child becomes compassionate, the child will be very happy in life. So with compassion missing, selfishness, child is going to be extremely unhappy throughout the life. You may be extremely wealthy, extremely powerful, very educated, but essentially the child remains very unhappy. So for the parents, what they want is they want the child to be happy. And for expecting happiness, they're putting effort and they're investing resources, everything, like so much of money and the child's time in school, expecting that child to be a very happy person. So the real happiness comes from compassion. For that, we need to meet with these and the opportunities, and best of the opportunities, meeting with the Dharma. So this prayer, which we are reading now, is for us to meet with the Dharma of the Bodhicitta wisdom in the future lives. Okay, so let's say this 3 times together. Okay, the first meeting. And some people, you meet with the Dharma, it doesn't guarantee that you will flow rigorously. It's not guaranteed. For example, like, say, the 99% of the Tibetans, they have already met with the Dharma. Ladakhis, already met with the Dharma. And the Japanese, Chinese, and the Southeast Asian, they already met with the Dharma. But out of them, how many are serious? So less in number. And the Mongolians, how many of them are really seriously? How many of you, they know emptiness emptiness means emptiness of objective existence? How many of them can say that? So less. So although you meet with the Dharma, it's very difficult. Having met with the Dharma doesn't guarantee that you take the maximum advantage of that. It doesn't guarantee that. So how to make sure that you take the maximum guarantee of that, maximum advantage of that? For that, just imagine, when are you most serious? For example, let's say, when do you learn more? Or I will put it like this. Okay, okay, say that, what are you doing? What are you doing? Who do you think will learn more? Somebody both equally intelligent and person, okay, let's say the person A and person B. Person A is not so interested in physics. Person B is very, very interested in physics, but intelligence-wise, both the same, both equally intelligent. Person A is not interested. Person B is very interested in physics. Later, after completion of the school, who do you think will learn physics more? Person B, who is more interested. So this interest means finding joy. When you find joy in say, subject or that you're doing, then it becomes very effective. You really succeed in that. You become very successful in that. So therefore, Dhamma practice, if there's joy, it becomes very effective. If there's no joy, then you say, first, we tend to go for the easy, quick fix and the maximum. But in reality, that's not possible. So they're so happy, empowerment. People rush to get empowerments. So many years ago, there was one lady who was bothering me with emails. Gishala, there's culture empowerment happening, office owners. Shall I attend it? I said, okay, just see, first study more. She said, I learned again, I'm bombarded with emails saying that I learned that this last empowerment is going to give. And then take empowerment, and then I said, you decide. I've already hinted, study first. And she took. After taking the empowerment, then you have the commitments. And she doesn't want to do the commitments. And she came to me, Kishala, there are so many things to do. I don't have this, I have this thing to do, that thing to do, and there's a commitment there. I said, I did not ask you to take the empowerment. You took it. So now you have to sort that out. I could not help you. So what I'm saying is that that people are not too serious. They don't find joy in continuing with this practice. So if you don't find joy, it's very difficult. If you find joy, it's a beautiful journey. There's nothing more beautiful journey than the journey of the Dharma. But for that, we require joy. Why people are not serious with this? It's because they don't find joy in this. Bodhicitta, wisdom of emptiness. We need to find joy. For example, say some people is amazing. So as a little girl, little boy, when you just talk about the bodhicitta or wisdom, emptiness like this, their eyes become so wide, right? And some, you give some child, they're very happy, eyes are so wide. The moment you talk about the emptiness or bodhicitta and these things, then the eyelashes drops. Right? I've seen that. You cannot blame these people. They did not really plant these seeds in the past life. So therefore, the point is that, how many of you in your life say you smell something and it takes you back in time, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, or you see something and it makes you so nostalgic, or smell something, hear something, it makes you run into tears, or so, if not tears, so nostalgic, take you back in time, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, beautiful moments, results. Okay, so what happens is that this smell has nothing to do with the memory. But the smell and that past beautiful event, these two you have attached it to, and it is like this flower. This flower, I just pull this leaf, and the flower comes along. You getting it? I'm not even touching the flower, but I pull the leaf and the flower comes along. Why the flower is coming? Because the flower and the leaf, these two are attached. You getting it? Likewise, if you can attach joy to the bodhicitta, joy with the wisdom of emptiness, then next time you hear the word emptiness, you hear the word bodhicitta, joy will come along. Say, this is the word bodhicitta word, or the emptiness word, and it's pulled, and the joy comes along, the flower comes along, the joy comes along. When you find joy, then things are so easy for you. So, therefore, the following verses, These are to attach joy to the bodhicitta and to the wisdom emptiness. So in the future lifetimes, when you hear the word bodhicitta or the wisdom emptiness, instantly you find the joy. It's so like you feel at home. And it's so surprising that many people, I know many people who are actually born in Western countries or who are born in non-Buddhist communities, and they come in contact with Buddhism and they feel at home. They feel at home and find that this is my home. And they just, literally you could feel that they're at home. So this is, and many of you, I see many of you, I know many of my friends here. So you're born in a different place, but then the moment you come in contact with the Buddhist teachings, you feel that this is home. You find the joy there. This is so precious. So the following verses, two things to be done, that in your future lifetimes. First thing is, come in contact with the teaching, the precious teaching of the Bodhicitta, wisdom emptiness of the Buddha. One. Number two, come in contact, then you rigorously engage in this practice. Rigorously engage. So, how to come in contact? Include them in the form of very powerful prayers. Then how to rigorously engage in this life, attach Bodhicitta, wisdom emptiness with the joy. Attach this. And the following verses, they are to attach the joy to these practices. In the future lifetimes, the moment you hear the word, say the Bodhicitta, and then there's a joy there. Then when you find the joy, while the child, if he sees that your dad or mom has a chocolate, the child follows the dad mom. Why are they following? Because the joy is triggered. And joy, they knows that this joy is triggered by the chocolate in the dad's pocket. So you go there. You're getting it, Joseph. So when you feel the joy, what triggered the joy in your next life? The hearing the word Bodhicitta. Where this word Bodhicitta comes, then you enter into His Holiness the Dalai Lama. You're getting it, and then you get stuck there. You practice, then you become Buddha. All your tears stop. Okay, and then you help others to stop the tears. So with a smile, let's say this together 3 times. Throughout my future lifetimes, may always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the true precious bodhicittas even in the course of my life. Throughout my future lifetimes, may always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be uphold the true precious bodhicittas even in the course of my life. Throughout my future lifetimes, may always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the true precious bodhicittas even in the course of my life. In order to further increase this bodhicitta from now on, those with discernment who have lucidly seized and awakened mind of bodhicitta in this way should highly praise. Today my life has borne fruit. Well, having well obtained this human existence, I've been born in the family of the Buddha and one children. Thus, whatever actions I do from now on must be in accord with the family. Never shall I disgrace or pollute this noble and unsullied race. Just like a blind man discovering a jewel in a heap of rubbish, likewise by some coincidence an awakened mind has been born within me. Is the supreme ambrosia that overcomes the sovereign of death, is the inexhaustible treasure that illumines all poverty in the world, is the supreme medicine that cures the world's disease, is the tree that shelters all beings wandering and tired on the path of conditioned existence. It is universal bridge that leads freedom from unhappy states of birth, is the dawning moon of the mind that dispels the torment of its disturbing conceptions, is the great sun that finally removes the misty ignorance of the world, is the quintessential butter from the churn of the mill of Dharma. For all those guests traveling on the path of conditioned existence who wish to experience the boundless happiness, this will satisfy them joy, and I shall place them in supreme bliss. Today, in the presence of all the protectors, and for all the world to be guests at a festival of temple in ultimate delight, may gods, demigods, and all be joyful. Okay, this evening at 6 o'clock, the 6:30, there's going to be a teaching happening in Switcher School, down, up, down, down. Teaching happening on 3 principal aspects of the path. So those who are interested, you can join there. So actually that's meant for the school teachers. And if you want to join, make sure that you bring this book, because the text is in this book. The 3 principal aspects of the path, text is here. And the teaching will happen in Tibetan language. And I requested the Anatens Dumla to because that somebody translated from the Tibetan into the English. So the Anatens Dumla are requested to translate from Tibetan into English, and from English into Russian. So so for the English-speaking people, you will hear from the Antichumla's translation. And for the Russians, we requested Kate, and the Kate will translate from English to Russian. You getting it? Okay, so this is the plan, and bring a book, and we should report the school at 6 o'clock. This is what I was told, and the teaching will start at 6:30. So meanwhile, some of the small children, and they may perform some song for all of us. Those who will come for the teaching, they may perform some songs for us, and then the teaching is going to be short teaching, and alongside it's going to be some the advice on how to deal with the small children, when teaching, how to deal with small children. This is what the years of meeting with the children, meeting with their parents, meeting with the teachers and so forth, whatever little that I've gathered, this is going to be shared with those teachers. So anybody who's interested, you feel free to join us. But this is not the official program of this retreat, but anybody who likes to join, because that the last many years we've been conducting some programs there in the school down there, and there that some of the people, they showed interest. And so this time, I requested the headmaster of the school, if anybody interested can also join the class. So he said yes, of course. Okay, this is our plan. Declaration prayer, page 52. I dedicate the merit thus gathered towards the realization that is in the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the three times, and to the upholding of the doctrine, scripture, and insight. May in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the four wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfume, and the two stages. From my two collections, vast space that I've amassed, from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds customized, blinded, and ignorance. Okay, Buddha chant, handout. Buddha praise chant, handout. And after this, Sonamla. No need of the 20 verses, no need. Serge lumbo tabo jebe ko shage gebo kelo chaselo Mone Mahamona Swaha Mone Mahamona Swaha Target tujhe shage riso shenge me to ge bo
정범 세계를 못다보제배고 샤예게보 교로자세로 오모네 모네 마하모나예 스와하 모네 모네 마하모나예 스와하 타게도제 샤예리소 정신에 되게 먼저봐 세계를 못하고 예배고 샤예게보 결로자세로 오모네 모네 마하모나예 스와하 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 오모네 모네 마하모나예 스와하.
Okay, three processions together.
Oh.